everybody? Welcome in. We have a very, very special stream ahead of us. St. Clair Saints taking on our cross-town rivals, University of Windsor. We are back on LAN. We are back with the full setup. Valorant, the flavor of the evening, however.
Yeah, I mean, NACE, Starleague, I believe we're getting into week 7 or 8 here. Both of these teams, 6 games under their belts. I believe there have been buys from both sides, however. So we're going to have the Saints 6-0. You, Windsor, or Lancer Gaming there, they're going to be coming in at 5-1. So both of these teams, pretty respectable scores as we get pretty deep into this regular season.
I will say, I think a couple of these players did come for the Saturday portion of No Man's Land. I think we're going to see a couple of familiar faces, so they're going to have a little bit of stage experience. They're going to, they've had to stretch their legs just a little bit on this stage so far. Unfortunately, I do believe Gecko is still in quarantine for another week and a half or so, something like that. So, not gonna, selfishly, either way, selfishly wanted to see him, but he's still going to be out of the pool for now. Other than that, though, Lotus has been in for a long time. Everything else is going to go, and I mean, I think Windsor's one loss. I'm not sure if they already played the Saints and lost. I think we might have given them their only loss, but I can't remember exactly. I know we played them at some point, but NACC NACE.
Yeah, there's been so many leagues, like you said, No Man's Land on the weekend with like half of these players. Anyway,
again, we basically played them like,
Yeah, it's been, the players have experience together, to say the least.
All good?
Yeah.
As, my brain just turned off for a few seconds.
Yeah, but as we've got these players getting set up on stage, they've all kind of been, getting their peripherals set up, getting warmed up. Not sure if there were any scrims going on before, but we are going to have these players actually doing live map bans or map vetoes for us over on stage. As you can see, you've got each player, you've got their names in front of their setup, know exactly where they're going to be sitting at on that stage. And we've got Daniil, a.k.a. Betterson McGee, up there. He is ready to let these map vetoes go down. He's going to be your host for that, and we will send it over to him in just a little bit.
Tonight is sure to keep us warm for the NACE Starleague Valorant Varsity Premier League. We are getting ready for the map bans, and I'm joined by Owen, who is the coach for the St. Clair Saints varsity team, and Soban, who is the coach for the U Windsor team. Get ready for an exciting match, and let's get underway. Come forth, and let's get right into it. Yes? All right. I believe you have a coin for me to toss for you guys to decide. Okay, we do not have a coin toss, but I'll choose a number between 1 and 2. I swear I'll be honest. You pick.
Me pick? Okay. I feel like our guest should pick first.
That's fair. Okay. I can say it? Yep. That's correct. All right. Perfect. We're underway. So, what is your first decision?
We're going to ban Icebox first.
All right. Icebox, and your response.
I'll ban Fracture.
All right.
So we're going to choose Haven.
Haven. Interesting. And you?
We'll take defense side on Haven, and for the map next, we'll pick Ascent.
All right.
Okay. And then we'll also take defense first on Ascent.
All right.
Goes back to us. We're going to ban Pearl. We're going to ban Pearl.
Okay, Pearl.
So what's left? It's Lotus and...
Tough decisions.
Lotus and Split next? Give me 1 second. Let me go deliberate with my team.
He has to make a decision with his team, and that is more than fair. Stakes are high, ladies and gentlemen. Both of these teams performing at the top of the league. No room for mistakes.
All right. We've came to a decision. We're going to take Lotus for the last map, and then for your side.
Choose defense first for Lotus.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The stage has been set. The stakes have been set. Everything is on course to get started. Gentlemen, a lot is riding on the line, a lot of pride, a lot of honor. Your teams have been practicing very much, getting ready. Do you have any words you'd like to share to your team and to the world before we get underway?
You know what? We appreciate them coming out. It took a while to set this up. And, just good luck, man. Appreciate it, man. Good luck.
Perfect. Likewise.
Welcome to our school. I'm glad to have your team to the world as well.
I want to thank St. Clair for inviting us out here today, and hope for my team. Just try your best, play for fun. Have a good day or have a good match, and good luck to both teams.
All right, could not be kinder words. Fair competition, sportsmanship. Oh, look at that. You cannot keep these people separated in the showman of sportsmanship. We are ready to go to a quick break before we get into the action here. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.
Here we go. Agent select for map 1 Haven. 5 out of 5 instantly locked in for the Saints side. I mean, we've seen them play this map enough, Jobin, to know that they've got a comp that they prefer. Gub, of course, picking that breach. I don't think we've seen him pick a different agent here on this map. We also do have a couple switch ups in the traditional roster for today. We do have Endeavor, who's going to be coming in playing that Killjoy, something Seth has been pretty attuned to playing recently on the Haven. And as you can see, another very similar comp coming in from the side of Windsor. Of course, what we're seeing is that Initiator kind of being swapped out. Caillou on the Fade. Mousy is going to be picking up that Sova instead. Other than that, we've got mirrored comps here. And Haven, one of those maps, it's so old that it's been almost worked out at this point.
Yeah, it's one of those maps. There is that standard 5 comp that we're typically, we're used to seeing. Both of these teams as well. This Windsor team, there is at least 3 or 4 returning players from that Saturday. So a lot of I think pretty much every single one of these players is going to have stage experience. So they've gotten some time under the bright lights. They're about to get into game here. Pistol round about to be underway in just a few. Good to see those ghosts get brought out for the Saints. Endeavor maybe going to stick to that class to get some KJ util. There's a shot of the lovely Windsor team. The Saints just on the other side of that divider. No screen peeking, no cheating. We want a fair game here, especially with 2 teams near the top of the standings.
Of course. Love the fact that you guys at home can see exactly where everyone is sitting there. The names in front really add a nice touch. But as we get into pistol round here, we are seeing straight up ghosts from the defensive side of St. Clair. Does have a sheriff from Endeavor there. It's actually a slow start from the side of Lancers here. What it's not a slow start from is Sushi. He could actually have this angle.
So many members.
I mean, you check out that attacker spawn at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to make his way all the way around. They're going to make the C-Long execute, try to work, though. 5 members all stacked up. They're trying to get on site. Endeavor's going to take the first one down. He's going to find the second with the wallbang. Clone and Shy falling to that Killjoy. Gub going to work things out. Endeavor picking up a third with the Sheriff. Finally going down to the Shock Dart. Mousy's going down to Caillou. And Saints are taking a nice little pistol fiesta in pretty quick fashion.
I mean, you try to get your entry off and you're met with 2 Sheriff headshots. It's gonna fall apart from there. Mousy is able to grab actually 2 total in that round. He did grab that last one with the Shock Dart, but when you've given up your position, you're kind of just caught in that corner around the other side of, I believe it was Lucan who actually dropped that initial smoke there. In the end, it's pistol round going over to Saints. They're going to be picking up some SMGs as well as a Bulldog there from 4-tapping. 4-tapping setting up around that C site. You just right-click, aim down that C-Long there. Anyone who comes by, shredded, even with body shots if they don't have light armor or heavy armor picked up. Endeavor, it's a good little spam. Does take a little bit of damage, but Lucan's deep in this one. He drops down. 4-tapping picks up 1 onto Mousy, but 4-tapping and Endeavor, this entire C side cleared out. Saints, no more left. 4v3 Lancer Gaming. They have the post plant. They have the player advantage. You gotta watch out for this flank from Caillou. Yeah, they did recover that Bulldog though from I believe it was 4-tapping. So that's gonna be a very nice weapon over to Lancer Gaming. Caillou though, the Spectre, still proving to be strong even after a couple of nerfs. That gun finding the mark there. But that Bulldog and Spectre back the other way, being a thorn in the side, the turn, the spray. Sipa is gonna pick up that kill over onto Gub. Thrifty for Lancer Gaming and a 1-1 draw after 2. Yeah, very nice Thrifty as well. I mean, you go into Garage, you trade 2 for 1, and you're able to pick up some guns for yourselves as well. You pick up a Bulldog, which was the most expensive gun the Saints had invested that round. You picked up another Spectre, and now you have those ones to actually match the SMGs and the Spectres that are going to be trying to make that retake from the Saints. Now you're at 1-1. Now the Saints economy not looking fantastic. Of course, Caillou did grab a few kills, so he is able to force out a Marshal.
Well, he was forcing the Marshal one way or the other.
Yeah, he's forcing the Marshal regardless. I think we've learned that by this point in the season. You know, we're 3 months in here. We know he's forcing the Marshal. He loves that gun, to say the least, and has to wait out that concussion actually though, so he can scope in with this headshot machine Marshal right here. But it's up to him whether or not it's going to be a headshot machine this round. Spotted out, he's going to toss that eye to kind of trade information back and forth. The Haunt gets destroyed pretty quickly. No body shot going to land. Breach makes it out unscathed as this Jet starts to dive in. Right click not going to be enough to take down Clone. 1 or 2 HP on them. Caillou holding it down, back sight, can't hit that headshot. Mousy has the Phantom in hand, and the Saints start falling as Lancer Gaming great hustle on that last round gives you the facilities to really shut down anything the Saints try to give back at you here. Now, Sushi does have, I believe that's a Stinger.
Yeah, it always looks like the Spectre.
Yeah.
Because the weapon skin.
Looks like a Vandal to me.
True, actually.
That's the Vandal.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
They look the exact same other than that.
Yeah, a couple higher, slightly higher caliber bullet going to be in that Vandal, but the Saints do get taken down. I think they only found a couple of frags there, so that eco round, not really going to get anything material off of it. But Sushi already going to bust out the Operator, so either going to try to hold that A long, maybe set up C long, potentially try to peek the garage, something like that, but we're going to see where he's going to go. Yeah, it's going to be that A push, it looks like. Maybe sit up in heaven, watch A long, try to find that early frag. Lancer Gaming, you're going to keep the Bulldog upgrade to that full armor. You've already got Lucan's ultimate online. You've got some money in your back pocket. This buy for the Saints, definitely expensive looking at light armor on a couple of these rifles. Sushi, though, he's taking a lot of space up towards Sewer. Gets the angle, can't find that first shot. He's going to try to find the reswing here. I think once Lancer Gaming hears that first op shot, they're going to be a lot less keen on peeking that angle.
Yeah, but now they've kind of, you've backed yourself into a bit of an A corner here. Sushi actually is going to move back out towards the site. No dash left. You got to make it out before you're spotted. He does make it out unscathed, but now you're 5v5 trying to make this retake. If Sushi's able to maybe pick off one, whether it be Lucan, whether it be Clone here who actually makes the peak, that op could be the difference maker, but it could also be what makes it tough for the Saints to actually get back onto this site. You're kind of down a rifle, down that close range engagement. Sushi, though, making it close range, picks up 2, Gub for 1. Caillou providing that support, running down this last player, Shy on that Killjoy. Picks up a kill through this dark cover, playing dangerously close. He is able to take down Gub immediately. Trade, though, good from Endeavor. That's 2 for 2 now.
Yeah, they're going to get right back in this game. Let Endeavor get a piece of that defuse. That's going to be that lockdown online. Try to eliminate one of these site pushes. Playing Haven defense, always a little bit trickier, as is any of the maps with 3 sites. Lotus as well has proven to be very, very attack-sided, at least in the early look. So this is one of those maps you kind of have to play that guessing game. That's why having that Operator can be so, so good. It's basically like having a Sentinel on one of those sites. Having the Operator is as good as having a Chamber. It's almost as good as having that Killjoy. Because obviously, you know, you have to hit your shot. It's still a very, very skill-required weapon, but it gives you that, you know, that fear. Like Lancer Gaming, you saw, they didn't really want to re-engage that same angle. They went and hit that A site otherwise. Now, though, going to be that typical default setup. Couple members lurking over toward mid. Maybe going to see that A hit one more time, but after it not having worked the last time, wonder if we'll see any variation.
Yeah, no, I'm liking how Sushi's not getting over-aggressive on this op peak either. He sees the Cloudburst come out from Clone there and just opts to move towards Sewers, allow this A-long to kind of just let the space be taken. Spike is picked up over towards that B side. We've got a 4-stack out grass here. Saints, though, they haven't really been too aggressive on this defense. We do sometimes see a player try to make a peek out of garage there, but they don't have the Sova for that recon dart this time, so it would require a haunt play from Caillou here, and they're just going to play much, much farther back there into garage. Wait for Lancer Gaming to actually push into that garage area. You pick up the first pick. Now you can slow the game down a little bit for yourself. Not if Clone's going to speed it up and get this plant down A, though.
I was going to say, taking out that breach for the Saints, always going to be good. Kind of stops one of those post-plant mechanics, but they found a couple of kills back the other way. Now Endeavor, they have Shy pinned down in the corner. There's the Nano Swarm, going to get taken down, though. Now will the double swing come through the spray down? It's going to be found. Shy is going to fall there. That 2v1 proving to be a little bit too much there. Caillou going to send the Prowlers, has that Haunt and the Seas online as well. So lockdown invested, though. They're going to try to get this A site completely clear. Endeavor, he's going to try to play for these exits. These Lancer Gaming members, they don't have a lot of places to go. They're going to have to run into these Saints, though. But just 4-tapping as a knife out, gets taken down by Clone with the double. Now Caillou trying to start that defuse. The Paranoid going to get dodged. He finds the headshot on Mousy. 3K on the round. He's going to try to stick this half. He's going to find the half, looking for the swing. Not going to be good, though. Lucan takes him down. And Lancer Gaming takes the round.
Takes the round. Lucan does fall to that spike detonation towards the end, but you take the round, and I believe after the past few, Lancer Gaming should have built up a decently solid economy here. I do want to take a look. Yeah, they do have the funds to buy after that one. You've even got Clone here with a little bit extra. It does have the Blade Storm in that back pocket as well. The only one, or at least the only ultimate available, is going to be that Nightfall from Caillou over towards the Saints side, but so many players super, super close to ultimate here.
Yeah.
We did see that lockdown invested from the Saints last round. Ultimately, actually ultimately ended up being a bit of a bane to them as Clone was the one to push forward. Clone going absolutely insane on this Jet. Start of the round, finds 2, shut down 4 tapping. Gub, no match on that trade either. No trade to be had at all. Clone now only got those updrafts in the back pocket. However, 3 players from the Saints kind of split up along this map. Endeavor, last line of defense over towards C. Not able to land those shots. Lukin turns on him.
Yeah, I was going to say, Clone was playing some excellent Valorant over on Saturday at No Man's Land. That seems to have continued. This duelist, I was talking about how high level the play was the entire day, seems to be continuing on now. Lancer Gaming, 5v2 advantage. Spike planted over on C. They have full control of the setup. Clone has control of this round. He's got 3. The Stinger flanked though from Sushi. Gonna find one. Takes the knife out. Lukin takes down Sushi. Lancer Gaming, you kept 4 alive. You got all those weapons back. Saints now, you're gonna be able to get those rifles back in tow. But are you gonna be able to try to snowball this game?
That is the question. I mean, 4 rounds, 2 rounds in a row here for Lancer Gaming. If history's to repeat itself, we're gonna see the Saints actually pick up one here, but that's the question. They do have a lot in hand. I mean, there are 2 players on that light armor, that being Caillou and 4 tapping, but you do have Sushi, Bladestorm available. You have the Nightfall still from Caillou. That's been sitting for a long time, and you're really only waiting on 2 more ultimates or 1 or 2 more points. Sushi, he's not gonna, he's gonna meet 3 players down C, not gonna find much off of that. Bladestorm out of the picture for the time being. Now 4 tapping, gonna see if he can trade maybe 1 or 2 out. Not sure if Clone actually spotted him out. He does take a bit of damage, but makes it out towards Garage. Spike immediately gonna be planted down by Lukin. This is a quick engage, a quick execute onto the C site from the Lancers.
Yeah, Lancer Gaming seeming to be fans of the C site. They are getting on almost every single time, whether it's getting that first blood, getting whatever they need. Clone gonna keep finding these frags as well. 4 tapping now out of the picture. 5v3 actually for Lancer Gaming. Clone trying to find the swing. Endeavor's got 2 though. Sipa and Clone both falling. All 3 members though playing back long here. Just playing setup for that spike perfectly. The recon dart, the utility stall. Endeavor's got 3. Caillou finds a 4th one there. Now Lukin takes down 1, makes it a double. Endeavor though, 4K for him on the round. And the Saints get a much needed round back.
You know, after all of those amazing picks that Lancer Gaming found at the starting, I was about to say they're feeling that land buff, but apparently Endeavor is feeling that stage buff a little bit. I mean, 9 and 5 right now on the Killjoy out of all characters. Of course, towards that other side, you see Clone absolutely showing out. We've seen that at the start of almost every single round here, finding that first blood, maybe even a second in most situations there from him. Lukin as well, playing those post plants very nicely. He's been finding a lot of those. I mean, you saw him find 2 kills before being traded out in the 1v3 there long. That's solid post-plant play if I've ever seen it. Endeavor, though, squeaking out that last round, tightening up the score, 4-3 advantage still towards Lancer Gaming.
Yeah, we're going to see that slow walk toward A this time, so they realize that C-Site worked time after time there. Now they're going to make their way back to A, but we know how dangerous the Judge can be in that short corner. There's the stun, 4 tapping swings. Clone, though, even through the stun, is going to find that headshot. Now he's looking to find a second kill as well. Caillou going to send down the C's, trying to keep these members locked in the cellar. Now he's going to find the first kill. Shy trades him back, though. Gub takes down Shy in return, though. Now Endeavor, Lockdown is going to be out of play. Now Lukin, though, from the shadows and onto the C site. They do love that C site. There's the plant to come through. 3v2 for the Saints, though, a much better situation than they've been in these last couple rounds. But Lancer Gaming, once again, it's planted for long, and they're already set up for it.
And Lukin doesn't have to peek out here. He did get the TP towards Cubby. The spray does land onto Sushi. Oh, that's actually Sipa from all the way back long. Lukin spray down Endeavor through the Cloudburst as well. That's 5 rounds towards them. A 2-round lead up on the Saints. Gonna leave the Saints on another eco here as they just get to continually build up this economy. You've got 5K in the back pocket of Mousy there. Lukin's building up a good chunk of change as well. And rifles and full armor all around the board. The only thing the Saints are really leaning on here is a few ultimates and a Marshall.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm mistaken. I think the Saints picked defense, right, first?
Yeah, I believe so.
Defense, I mean, like I said, Lotus and Haven, 2 maps that can be a little bit trickier to play defense. I mean, it definitely shows confidence in your setups that you can at least try to make this, you know, that 7-5 half, that 6-6. Still early in the half, I mean, 5-3, definitely not a bad scoreline. especially when Lancer Gaming, it's stopping Lancer Gaming from getting the plant down initially is being the biggest play, because right now, I think they're basically flawless on these post plants. Endeavor ends up getting the 4K one round and clutching, but now it is a 5-stack towards C long. Only Sushi there to retaliate. He's got a shorty in this corner, though. Has the dash ready. He's going to slip underneath the owl drone, though. The shorty doesn't want to give himself away, but the spray down is too much. Shine takes him down. Lancer Gaming, that's the go button they're looking for. Forward tapping, though, from the shadows on top of the box.
They don't know.
They lack critical information. He's good for 2. Sipa finally catches wind of his antics. Mousy takes down Gub as well. 3v2 for the Lancers. Now they're going to find this plant, and we are back to a post plant with not the best weapons for the Saints.
You know, as much as it was a beautiful play there from 4-tapping, you still can only find 2, and there's still so many players falling, but one more down from Lancer Gaming. Now we're down to a 2v2. Lockdown still available from Endeavor. Mousy on that jump peak.
No Hunter's Fury to try to stop the post plant.
You gotta watch Clone, though.
They're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. They try shock darts.
Force this one out. It's a thrifty victory from the Saints. They are not concerned about falling at the end there. You don't got any weapons to take on towards that next round. You just want that round score on the scoreboard you're looking towards next. Pick up some rifles now, presumably there. Not a flawless buy here for the Saints, don't get me wrong, but much, much better than what they were seeing previously. Lancer Gaming still gonna have enough in the bank there to make another full buy come through, but Saints at this point, you're really just looking to tie it up here.
Yeah, and just a bit of a miscue from Lancer Gaming. Honestly, if they they had the weapon advantage. Yes, Caillou had the Marshal. It's something to be a little bit feared of when you're fighting that long angle. Caillou is very, very strong with that Marshal as well. Oh, the early spray down from Clone. He has been so good. It's either first blood or a ton of damage to this Saints side. But yeah, last round, just tried the double shock dart. The shock dart lineup just wasn't quite on point there. The weapon would have done just the trick. Saints more than happy to take that one, though. Alarm bot for info. Nano Swarm to delay this B push. That's going to be both Nanos pop, though. So very early in the round, Lancer Gaming is going to bait out a decent amount of util. They're going to be Endeavor still playing backside B. And I actually like this from Lancer Gaming. They haven't tried to go this full mid B push. They burned the KJ util already. Maybe they take their time. They still have a minute to play. A lot of teams, they fall into this trap of trying to play a little bit too fast sometimes. Clone, he is so far up. Sushi's got so many members, and he's got so many kills. He finds one. Caillou actually picks up a double on the backside of that. Saints 3v2, finally getting the numbers edge early in the round.
I didn't even realize Caillou was also down long.
Me neither.
Like, where's he finding his kills from? I thought he was sewers.
Oh,
4-tapping, just waiting on this flank. The Vandal spray down. 2 players, knives in hand. Not weapons out. How are you going to answer that? 4-tapping. Fantastic game sense to be able to read that rotation towards the end there. You do tie it up. And now, if anything, Saints, you've chunked out the economy of Lancer Gaming. You found 2 rounds in a row. Carried over a lot of weapons. If anything, you could win this half. Looking towards the end of it, this is going to be a timeout called from Lancer Gaming there as they, try to figure out what do they want to do. Do they want to save this one out, try to buy on that last round, try to just make it a 6-6, maybe even, put together some kind of eco strategy here, try to find a thrifty victory. I mean, we have seen 2 to 3 of those in the game so far. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, this is the time, especially, we talked about Haven, being inherently somewhat attack-sided only because the defense essentially has to play some kind of guessing game. Yes, you can have a great setup, you can have, util the lair off each other, but you are ultimately taking, it's a 33% chance instead of that normal 50% chance, so it's always going to be a little bit trickier. So now if you're the Saints, like you said, from down 5-3, now it's 5-5, you can start to take control of this game. You can start to control the action, and that last round totally, it spoke a lot to me because they got that first util, they stopped Lancer Gaming from just walking onto site, they delay the push, they send 4-tapping back around the flank. They're able to kind of pinch off Lancer Gaming, eliminate some of these options they might have had later in the round, and basically cutting off the C site in its entirety. They zoned off the B site. They had somebody playing over on A. Looks like a similar setup once again, just trying to, don't let Lancer Gaming walk onto site. Make them have to fight through this util to get that site.
So, interesting thing too, Lancer Gaming actually had the funds to make a buy come through. I think it was because, I believe it was Mousy, who was chilling at like 8K at the end of last round, is able to get buys through for his team. You do have the Blade Storm up from Clone. Hunter's Fury going to be popped initially towards this C side. Not going to do much damage, not going to spawn anyone out. I think that did just tag the turret there, but that's not even enough damage to take it down. Clone making this push towards B. Dark cover there from Lucan to help him out. Nightfall Gonna be dulling his senses a little bit. He has to back out. Prowler's coming through. The plant is good, but Luke is spotted out. Can they make the spray down? It is good. Gub, the one to finish off that kill. Now he's made it into this B site. It's a long-range setup here from mid. Storm, good. The right click not going to be good, however. Clone and Mousy fall. Sipa down in the corner as it's only one player left. Shy playing towards that A-link. He's going to fall to Sushi. Saints, you've now taken the lead in a game where you were 2 steps behind for 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, now you seem to have your foothold on this game. Maybe you got the defensive setup you like. Maybe you're just finding those frags. Because honestly, it just felt like Lancer Gaming, they were finding first blood. They were making it that 5-on-3 and trying to play 5v3, especially with that worse for wear weaponry. Always going to be a little bit trickier on the team. Now we're going to see full buy from both sides. Light armor for a couple of those Windsor members, but Shy is going to have the lockdown. I don't think he's gotten to use it yet this game. Oh no, he got to use one in Heaven over A-Heaven before, yeah. We are going to see any other ultimates. We're going to see 4-tapping, has a teleport. Lucan has his. Yes, it's nice to try to set up a flank. Maybe 4-tapping, though, is going to be playing this operator, so maybe try to get one of these cheeky little picks from on top of box here. But it looks like no members going to bite quite yet. Mousy, though, having a thought or two about it, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, they're up here.
Oh,
Clone?
man. Oh, man.
Shoulder caught out in the end from Sipa, or from 4-tapping. Find the kill onto Sipa there, down C long, but this is what I really had my eye on at the starting of the game, was Clone getting deep up here in Garage. Now that lockdown is going to be invested there from Shy, and it's going to be in Garage. It's hard for the Saints to actually get in there and clear that one out. That's
a 4-tapping ulted.
C site, 4-tapping in the back. He's on the flank.
No
Mousy
way! Dude, he TP'd!
Corners. Mousy, though, with that wall bang, he is going to find the headshot onto 4-tapping. 4-tapping trying to be tricky on that Omen. Shy finds 2 in the meantime. Sushi, last man standing. Lancer Gaming, 1 player left to even out this half, but Sushi's hitting heads.
Yeah, he's going to pop that Blade Storm. I mean, last round before half, you might as well throw it all up here. Going to try to find the Blade kill. Lucan's going to take him down, though. And that play was funny with 4-tapping. It's one of those times, too, where when you're playing against Omen or Yoru, you're so used to getting bamboozled, you're just expecting the fake to have been made. So even though he definitely heard the audio cue, he checked left, knowing he was there. But in his head, because so many Omen players do it, you pull out the TP, and you TP directly where you're standing just to try to bug the audio cue, because it's a little bit tricky to tell the direction. You can get a general idea, but it's, a little bit tricky to find the pinpoint direction, so usually you see that fake TP. Luckily, he finds that read, and keeping that kill alive. 4-tapping, he would have had a great way to get back onto site, try to cause some havoc. Lancer Gaming, though, they dug their heels in there. They stopped that 3-round run of the Saints. They even things up, and we have a dead even game going into the second half.
Can't ask for much more from a nice game on LAN as well. 6-6 in that first half. Now, Saints looking towards this attacking side. I mean, I would start to try to look at the difference here in the attack, but other than the Sova information versus the Fade information, there's nothing else to really think of here. We're going to be seeing very similar setups with dark covers. We're going to see Gub now using that Aftershock to try and get into the site, try and clear out any of these long straight angles there. With his signature ability, Caillou still kind of locked back here in Garage. A few players are able to back out. Sushi does get traded, 4v4. Site control now over to Lancer Gaming as Shy pops that defuse. These Saints are going to have a hard time moving forward. They do find the picks, but Shy's on the defuse. Shy, you clutch it out. Last player standing, 1v4, but he holds 4 down. And he holds that defuse, sticks it out, takes the pistol round. Now Saints gonna try and do a little bit of what Lancer Gaming gave them last half, where you win the pistol round, force it out yourselves, try to just match whatever Lancer Gaming is going to pick up here on the defense. 4-tapping with a Guardian in hand. We've seen some nasty plays out of him with this weapon before. The question is, you fell on the pistol round. Are you able to take it through with pretty well matched up weaponry here?
Yeah, I do like the Guardian on 4-tapping. I feel like the Sheriff and the Guardian are genuinely like his 2 best weapons. I feel like every single crazy clip we have him is usually that 3 or 4K with the Sheriff. Saints stacked up pretty default toward mid here. A couple members leaning over toward Garage. Turret up in window watching mid there. Just to see if any of these Lancer Gaming members want to pop out. 2 members over toward A right now. The rest are in that mid B area. Over toward Garage. Shy gonna toss the nano to stop that push. Four tapping, though, is going to get an eye on that one. Now the Saints working their way over toward mid here. Sipa is waiting off to this left side door. Has some util. There's the dark cover. The Saints are going to choose B now. They're going to try to get this plant down. Surely momentarily the aftershock to follow. They're not going to go. Actually, though, they're going to fake that one on B. They're going to run over to A. They're going to catch Mousy slacking too. They might be able to catch Clone off guard as well. Gub, shoulder to shoulder with Clone. He's going to try to find the headshot. Sushi, though, he does find the headshot. Doesn't find the kill. The Saints find all the kills right now. Lucan finally gets one back, but 4v2. A couple of these Saints on red as well.
Yeah, Clone was able to chunk down a good few of these Saints there. That's Endeavor and Gub down below 30 health apiece. Sipa and Lucan, you set up the right kind of flash plays here with both your Paranoia and that Breach Flash. First one is going to be popped. They've got to push
so
through
much
dark cover.
util.
Look at the util. Look at the CC. I didn't know we were playing League of Legends.
I mean, honestly, this is how Valorant is. Usually it's the Astra Well, it's the C's, it's the paint shells, it's the KJ, it's the KO mollies. Basically, because that's the thing too, is using a smoke to block a doorway like is very, very nice, but you're still giving space to the opponents. If you drop a molly down in a doorway in heaven, they physically cannot cross. So even though that's the thing too, once Lucan throws that Paranoid through that wall, they're like, okay, surely they're gonna push now, because otherwise, why the hell would they try to flash us? Oh, they flashed us, molly the door. Oh, they flashed us again with Breach. How about we use the aftershock? Oh, one more time, we have another Breach set for you, and then you set up Sushi to find a couple of those kills, and that's exactly what you're looking for. And now we got 7s.
I mean, that's exactly what the Saints wanted out of that round as well. They make that force. Now they get a bit of a bonus.
Oh my.
As well. This is a huge push into Endeavor.
It's like zombies.
He's able to find 2 before being taken down. Lucan, now you've got an SMG in hand. Should be able to match up a little bit onto some of this Saints weaponry, but the players that didn't fall from the Saints are going to have rifles in hand. You do see Caillou with the Phantom 4-tapping. I think he was able to keep that Guardian. Yeah, he does still have that one as his primary. Shy, though, you're pretty well working with classics, other than Lucan here, who did pick up the Spectre. Caillou absolutely doming kids down long, as that's what happens when you've got that rifle and that can be matched up. Is really this SMG just passed on from player to player as Shy, last player left, has his bot with him. It's going to be taken down as well. Caillou has to have an inkling of where Shy is. What a flick, what a turn on to Shy there. What happens, headshots. Endeavor is just vibing.
I think he's singing, yeah. He's got some music in. He's got music in or something either way, because he was definitely jamming out there. And I mean, right now, the team, they're in a pretty good spot. I can understand, you know, the good vibes. Always good to see smiles on stage one way or the other. Now, let's see where these buys are going to rank for each team. 4-tapping, I suspect it's going to keep the Guardian. It's early enough in the half. The Guardian is a very powerful weapon. You're also playing Omen. You're probably not going to be the first one, you know, getting up and dirty. You want to have as many of those smokes online as possible. You get those regen smokes every 30 seconds. Jet, not going to be quite as fortunate. We're going to see those SMGs. They're basically going to let Lancer Gaming take their buy away and see if they can steal away any rifles.
You are around up now. You do have pretty well rifles across the board. There's still a few players you got here.
Yep.
And Sushi who are still on bonus.
Yeah, you just
weapons
saved
here. I mean, the amount of value they've gotten out of these Spectres at this point, you're carrying it on almost 3 rounds into the future and picking up kills without a single tick of damage traded back. Sipa, the first one to fall, the first blood of the round. Clone, however, if there's any player that we know is going to trade it back for Lancer Gaming, that's going to be Clone. He's going to be absolutely tapping heads, but Shy can't even make it out of the dark cover without finding his own head absolutely disappearing off of the map. Lucan and Mousy to follow. Clone, the last player standing. He does find Sushi, but Gub finishes that off. Gets a little weapon upgrade for himself as well.
Yeah, not often you see a lot of teams just kind of barrel it down toward B round after round here, but it does seem to be working out. Maybe now Lancer Gaming, I wouldn't be surprised if the KJ setup, they are going to call timeout. So ultimately, they're going to stop, they're going to talk things over, see what is possibly going wrong on this defensive side so far. And right now, the Saints, it's been executing early on site. Yes, they've been finding a frag or two. Sushi lurking in the elbow there, finding, you know, winning the Spectre versus Phantom duel, getting that free weapon upgrade. Definitely going to help things out, especially taking down one of those key members, taking down the Breach on that B site. You're eliminating so much utility. Breach can basically slap the entire B site with all of his utility, especially that Rolling Thunder. So taking that key player out early on has been so good, because if Killjoy's not set up at B, they don't really have defense there. I mean, you have Omen and Jet, but if they're not really playing on that B site, which usually Jet and Omen, you're playing on the outside of the map, you're playing on C, you're playing A Heaven, A Long. Dude, B is just kind of free, and I like the Saints are making that read.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, what do they have set up there? We have seen Shy One of these Killjoy players who likes to save one or two of the nano swarms for later on in the round to kind of play reactively. You know, you want to set it up either. We've seen him throw it in Garage at the starting of the round after waiting for any kind of sound cue, anything they can get from that. And all they're leaving B with is an alarm bot. A singular alarm bot. Saints kind of know where it's set up now in that main entrance there. They can pop that out immediately. Now you have 4 players flooding onto B, getting a plant, setting up mid, and I mean, last round we saw Sushi go all the way down close towards that A site, shut down Sipa. Now you're not worried about players coming through from A. It's just pandemonium once that B site is cracked open.
And then they make that great read too, where they cracked open the B site and they just went and flooded the A site. They took down Clone and basically a 1v3 and said, hey, we're not going to B, buddy. We just wanted to make room and walk our way over to A, which is very, very smart. I mean, not a lot of teams utilize the entire space of certain maps. Haven gives you a little bit more flexibility than some of these other maps to at least, you know, play in and out of some of these angles. Plant, though, again, and this is why it's so good to hit B and A the entire game. You could walk on C for the first time since basically Pistol. It ends up being a free low. Both Bladestorms rather, online for these Jets. The Paranoid to go follow, though. Mousy on that Owl Drone. I do not think he cleared Sushi. Sushi's clearing out all of Lancer Gaming, though. Finds 2 with the Blades, looking for 3. He's going to find it, gets the refresh, doesn't need it. The rest of those Saints find a couple of picks. That's a flawless, and that is a beautiful round for the Saints.
I think Sushi was concussed and paranoid
I
for
will
a
say,
second there
getting
as well.
breach, like stuns in Valorant suck. Like the amount of times I've been killed stunning, or you can kill people while like shooting a neon or a breach after they stun, it seems to work a lot more than it, but it still doesn't. It doesn't do it enough where it feels like you still win some like more gunfights than you should for being like fully stunned sometimes. It doesn't like flashes are way more effective than stuns normally in Valorant. For whatever reason, maybe it's whatever the way it feels, but I've heard other people say too, it's just like
no, I have to agree with
you. Yeah, you get stunned and you can still one-tap breach sometimes.
You can still react
and you can
to
still
how,
shoot.
Yeah, you can react to kind of how slow your aiming has become.
It gives you a chance.
Down your movement exactly. Whereas a flash, you're flashed, right?
And you're praying,
and
you're praying when you pre-fire, you're gonna find the headshot. Yeah, you're hoping they swing right away and find the kill. When you stun, it's just like, all right.
You're stunned. Sushi gets in there, finds 2 off the initial dash.
Oh, Lucan
tries to make it out, but you can't run from Gub. Sushi picks up a 3K to start off that entry, and a stack A is going to be absolutely shut down. Lancer Gaming, what options do you have left in this? You got to keep that op for next round. 11-7, though. That's going to be a tough score line to try and make it back from.
I think the Saints might try to chase here. If it's 10-7, we have 5 people online. I might send Sushi to try to go find this 1v1 Jet duel. They don't know he has the operator. I don't think he fired a shot yet, so they're not going to know how valuable this kill would quite be. But I actually would love them to go lurk. Looks like Endeavor is at least going to maybe take a try here. I mean, the Saints literally had like 35, 40 seconds. There's only so many places Clone can go. He's got the operator. Now they have the info, and now they can send the pinch. Look at these members. Gub has the concussion on the backside there. Vortap is going to run up there. They are going to take down the op, so you will save nothing, they say. They take away everything. They take an 11th round, and they're starting to take their way toward winning this game.
The double-edged sword of, do I go for the pick, or do I end up really just giving my position away and getting chased down in the end? Now Clone not able to bring much into this next round.
They have 1 full buy left next round.
And you're on a tough position because you need this thrifty to happen or else you're stuck on match point. Granted, we've seen bigger comebacks happen recently. You're only down 4 rounds realistically here as Lancer Gaming, but with the momentum that the Saints have found in this attacking side, it's hard to shut them down, especially when you've got a player like Sushi coming in and finding so many headshots. Clone, however, Mousy with that Hunter's Fury finds 2, shuts them down over outside A, back even towards their own spawn. Now it's a full rotate towards C. There is going to be a turret to hold that one down. Shy, he's got all the information for this team right now.
Yeah, if Endeavor can find a pick or 2, there's potential for this site to open up a little bit. There's the plant trying to bait. He's going to find the spray down. Can't stop that nano swarm, though. Looks like the explosion wasn't able to be found, though. There's the alarm bot. The swing, though. Wild swing from Endeavor, getting a little bit too greedy there. Does get taken down. Gub, though, trying to swing on all these Lancer Gaming members. Shy with the Sheriff, though. True as ever. Finds that headshot, and Lancer Gaming, that is such a big... You mentioned finding a thrifty. They keep 4 members alive. They're going to recover every single weapon that they want to, and they didn't have to burn any ultimates besides that Hunter's Fury, which found 2 kills.
Yeah, no, that's massive for them right now. Not only do they carry over those weapons, so yeah, they don't have to rebuy up. you're going to have a ton in the back pocket here for a few of these players. Yes, the Saints are just ready to rebuy right up. That's what happens when you win 5 rounds straight. But you can't forget about the biggest factor here is that they stop the Saints from being on match point. That's such... It's such a relief on yourself in the game. You can now move into this round, round 20 we're getting into, and Lancer Gaming is not concerned about, okay, we lose this round, we lose the game. They have a bit of an insurance policy there for themselves, and they can play maybe a little bit more confidently, a little bit looser, to say the least. Obviously, you don't want to play stupid and aggressive in the end, but you can just not have that weight in the back of your mind as you're moving into this next round.
Yeah, and confidence is a massive part of Valorant. It's wide swinging with confidence. It's taking fights. You have a good feeling you're going to win. Yeah, when it's 12-8, everyone who's been in that situation, yes, 12-8, definitely not the end of the world. All it takes is 2 round wins. You can flip the economy back, but you realize if I swing and I die, there is a very real chance we are going to lose this game, especially when the Saints have the Rolling Thunder, they have the lockdown. The Lancer Gaming does have the answer on their side as well, but like, you just can't afford to throw away any kills at this time. Timing is everything, and Sushi, he might have the timing of a lifetime, but Mousy is going to take him down. Tapping though. I believe he did pop his ulti there. Actually, now he's going to pop his ulti. On top of the box. Oh my goodness, gets a good little look there, but he is going to back away. Taking the spike elsewhere, but so far, only 1 kill, 40 seconds left.
I mean, they know Clone is on this site. Gub, though, you got caught with utility out. Endeavor down, chunked out a little bit low. No armor really left to his name. Is going to be taken down. Caillou good on these trades. Tapping double back towards A. Both players over towards that C side. But now, Tapping, you're in 1v2 territory. There's ultimates on the board. You got to make a bold play here, and bold is exactly what he's going for. He's either, I mean, he's really looking for a rotation through mid, but at this point, it allows him to play off-site as well and just make Lancer Gaming guess. That's the thing. They're just guessing at this point. They're guessing angles. They're going to have to clear them out to really make sure. You see,
oh my
both
goodness,
of them have to double back. You're worried. You are concerned right now.
The knife away. There's one. Paranoid to follow. The shots come through, and that's the thing too. Playing off site, it's a breach ult and a KJ ult. Playing off site is the kryptonite to it. He finds the shots, pulls the knife out for good measure. Can't find the kill though. Tapping. At least he got that spike timer though. The spike will explode. So as janky as it looked, it will be a clutch, and it will be match point for the Saints.
The spray through the wall from Sipa leaves Tapping at 2 health, and Tapping on that repeat stalls it out with half a second, right? The timing is just brutal. That's gotta hurt if you're Sipa there, but a great rally towards the end. You almost had him on that wallbang. Now, though, unfortunate for Lancer Gaming. That's gonna be that match point, that dreaded match point that we were talking about. Yes, you're still only looking at 4 rounds in the future.
At least the buy is good, though.
Yeah, you've got one more decently solid buy, right? You do see a Stinger on the board, but you do have rifles and full armor to work with. That's gonna be your best bet here. Maybe even Mousy trying to get, you know, an unorthodox play here with this Stinger. I do like the way that Lancer Gaming has kind of just been playing off of this A site and allowing them to take the space. And we've seen Mousy find 1 or 2 kills over there towards that CT spawn just from a player getting overly aggressive.
Expecting to see this lockdown come through for Lancer Gaming, trying to get the setup for it. They're Rolling Thunder still online as well. Sipa trying to get that lineup ready. Sushi takes down Luke, and all of a sudden 5v3. The lockdown and the Rolling Thunder might not mean quite as much. They're going to find a couple frags back their way, though. Caillou taking down Shy. Sipa pop flash through. Caillou 10 HP goes down. 2v2. Rolling Thunder's online. That's going to sweep that A site. Tapping though, able to get away from it. Finds a ton of shots on the clone, and it was all a setup for Gub. And Tapping finishes things off. Team Ace, map 1 victory, 1-0 lead for St. Clair.
Sipa and Clone, they make the 3 kills at the end, but it's Tapping, and I believe that was Sushi there left on site. The last 2 alive to make those plays. That's gonna be map 1 going over to the Saints with a 13-8 scoreline. Pretty solid map, and I mean, that first half was, dare I say it was dead
6-6,
even. Yeah, I mean, it was 6-6. We saw rounds going back and forth. We saw like 3 thrifty rounds come through just in that first half alone, and some crazy plays. Of course, I think in that second half, over towards the attacking side, Sushi really stepped it up, especially with those Blade Storms. We saw 2 very solid Blade Storms in that second half that straight up brought round victories.
I mean, yeah, he got to Jet gaming, basically. That's when he finally found his footing. Sometimes it takes the Jets a while to get hot, right? I always say it's like that three-point shooter. Once you see the first one going, it's like, okay, now I've seen the shot go through the net. Now I can really just start to let things flow. You could see he was confidently dashing on site, finding double kills, finding the spray transfer. The Saints, again, 6-6 on defense on Haven. You are thrilled with that half. You're looking to at least get that 7-5, 8-4 in a worst-case scenario, so 6-6 on Haven defense. You're feeling like $1 million. That offense looked damn good. That post-plant setup looks so strong every time, whether it was A, B, or C. They were equally hitting every site. You know, it was rated E for everyone, and I guess in that sense, but either way, they take map 1. It was a very back-and-forth map. Both of these teams, they play so often at this point. I mean, every single series is probably going to be close.
Yeah, and at this point, I feel like some of these executes and stuff, like, they're figured out.
They know, A, Haven, and B, they just know each other.
Yeah, they just know, they know exactly what the hit the other person is going to play. It's exactly why you saw Windsor kind of just chilling back, allowing that, I believe it was Mousy there over towards A. He would kind of just sit back towards that defender spawn and wait for the push to really come through from St. Clair, wait for that spike timer to kind of regroup with the rest of the team. But that is going to be it from us, at least in terms of map 1. We are going to send it to a quick little break. We will return with map 2 there. Actually, we are going to be sending it back over to Daniil, our MC of the night here. Daniil, take it away.
Give it up for the St. Clair Saints. That was absolutely beautiful. I am joined here by the astounding Sushi, playing one hell of a game. He did some amazing things, and I just wanted to ask him a couple of questions about that game. There were a couple of moments I saw you flying in, doing all kinds of things, going in the middle, in front of your entire team, and just wiping out basically half of theirs. In those moments, it seems like such chaos. But I want to know, are these things coordinated by your team when explosions are going off, clouds are smoking, everything's happening, or are you guys kind of going with the flow there?
So yeah, it can get chaotic at times, but at the same time, before the round, we already have a set plan. And as long as I trust my team, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Right. There was one really interesting round as well. 4-tapping was actually sneaking around behind the enemy team. That was very exciting to watch. I kind of want to know, you don't have to give away the trade secrets or anything, but what was going on in your team comms then? What were you guys saying? What were you guys thinking there?
Our TCOM sometimes could get really cluttered, but today it was very just like straight to the point. We only let Gab, our in-game leader, talk, and with that, we were able to just like listen.
Perfect. And one last, probably the most important question here. What made you go with the name Sushi?
I just like rice and fish. So if you add them together, you get sushi.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sushi, an excellent player, an excellent showman as well. Thank you for the game. We'll see you in game 2. And I cannot wait to get more underway. We'll go to a quick break, but after that, we'll go right back into the action. Stay tuned.
Agent select here for map 2 Ascent. Once again, Saints, they've got these comps locked down. They are locking those in. Clone.
I don't think Gecko's allowed yet. I hope he is.
I
I
hope
thought it was
they're hovering.
2-week quarantine.
Why
I
are
think it's a
Lucan and
hover.
Shy just
I will say,
absolutely mirroring each other?
The comp that St. Clair is running is the Ascent comp. There is Ascent.
That's true,
It's
yeah.
the one map in the game. There is actually like this is the best 5. You can play what you want, but this is like every
Yeah,
time you see high level pro, this is the Ascent comp.
I mean, we've seen this
yeah.
how many times
Yeah,
this
it was
season
that
now. Of course, we are seeing the Lancer
It's the same
Gaming
thing. It's
over
Ascent.
there. Yeah, they're like, listen, guys, this is the comp we're running. This is the comp everyone runs. I think occasionally sometimes we see teams drop the Jet in favor of another duelist. That's the biggest change I've ever seen to this comp.
Maybe
that
a
KO,
Cypher sometimes, but
that KO and that Sova are like 100% pick rate, I feel like,
Needed,
on the map
yeah.
at this point. And throw in the Omen in as well. Occasionally we do see Astra. Some teams have ran the Astra in the past, but I think in these past few patches, these past few Axe episodes, whatever you want to call them there, we've definitely just seen the Omen kind of overtake as a controller. He's kind of, you know, was one that fell out of favor, I feel like, for a bit.
Yeah.
And they've definitely brought him back to his previous strength. Or his previous
I remember he got, there was one update. Honestly, it was like 8 months ago at this point. He got like all his utility got like giga buff. The smokes traveled faster. They casted faster. He can TP faster. He can ulti faster slightly, I believe. I think the ult might cost 1 less point. So he got a lot of good buffs. And he's kind of that like him and Harbor, I think, are similar style in a way. Harbor maybe not necessarily as much, or it's kind of like that mobile controller where you can take space a little bit faster. You can move with the team as you're taking the space. Astra, it's more of kind of like a set it and forget it mentality where it's like, okay, I'm gonna set these up pre-round. We're gonna try to time off like when I'm gonna set these off. Omen is like, okay, I'm flashing in for us. I'm gonna TP on the box, almost like you're like mini Jet in a way. We're gonna get in there, get involved. But pistol round, it's gonna be a heavy stack toward Cat up into tree here. Oh, Shy though. All it takes is one bullet to take down Caillou. The paranoid, the pop flash. Clone's gonna find one. He can't see a damn thing. Shy's gonna find another one. Oh my goodness, St. Clair, where did you go?
You had 4 players pushing up Cat there, and 1 by 1 split between 2 players. They are all gonna fall. Endeavor, you're peeking into an absolutely mean setup there. Clone was the one who found that kill, not Lucan, who was actually creeping behind Endeavor there, but Clone, 3 kills on the round, 3 one-taps as well from that Ghost. A beautiful, beautiful pistol round to start off from Lancer Gaming. And St. Clair, you tried to make that mid to Cat push. You had actually a very successful, you know, space-taking mid in that sense, but Shy gets that initial pick, gets away unscathed, and it all falls apart from there. Everyone goes down in tree. Endeavor tries to save the round at the end, but what are you saving 1v5?
We're really going to see LMG Sova set up on B in round 2, huh, Lancer Gaming? Okay.
Listen,
I see how it is.
I'm not against it. Anytime I get to see a... no, that's not LMG. Okay, he's got the...
KJ has the Ares.
Oh!
Don't get it twisted.
Okay.
It's a 2-man game over there.
It's a 2-man job over towards B.
However, A is looking pretty open. A couple members maybe going to rotate backside. But Saints are going to find the plant at least. A couple bucks in the back pocket there. They're going to set up this defense toward tree. The shock dart, though, he's going to get a tag there. Pop shot toward heaven. 4-tapping finds one. Gub's going to swing and find one. Lucan is going to answer back with one. St. Clair still with this numbers game, though. Trying to see if they can find any timing. All 3 members, though, up in heaven right now. Caillou going to go down. Had low HP from that shock dart. That's enough to finish him off now. They're going to drop toward Jenny, though. 4-tapping. Finds that first kill. Killjoy still up in heaven. 4-tapping with another one. Has 3 looking for 4. Can't find it. The Ares taking him down finally. 2v1. Sipa trying to play off Generator, but those nano swarms so annoying.
Yeah, how are you going to hop onto that bomb? That spike, so little time left. Sipa is going to touch it, but Gub, 20 health left, goes in, shuts that down. That's going to be the round taken back now. 1-1. We've seen this in these pistol rounds so often where it's pistol round team wins, a force comes out in the end, or I don't even think the Saints necessarily forced on that one. There were a few frenzies on the board. Yeah, I don't think they actually ended up forcing out
now
Spectres
they have
and the like.
Yeah, full utility
round 3,
as well too.
Full buy, full utility to set up. The one thing I am eyeing down, though, is Clone and Shy shotguns in hand, both lined up towards A. Saints have been very, very comfortable over towards that A side this game. Now might be the round where you start thinking about B, but look at all of that setup over towards that B side as well.
That's the thing for the Saints now. You try to make that 5-man push in Cat and Tree when you have those short-range weapons. When I have a Phantom, why am I going to go fight anybody in Tree when the distance is going to be enough for a judge to win these fights? Clone is still going to lurk backside A here, though. This KO walking up potentially into that crosshair. Clone trying to lock things down. Lucan has that Marshal, trying to scope out mid here. Gub is sat way far up on top of that box, trying to spot out anything he can. 4-tapping, making his way up A now. Still, Judge in hand in the corner. Timing going to be everything. I'll tell you what, though, 4-tapping, probably going to lose this one. If he dry peeks this one, he's going to swing, though. The dash is going to be procced. He's going to get away with his life. 4-tapping. That's enough of that. 1 Judge pellet for 2 damage on the way out.
Clone didn't want to get overly aggressive there.
It's like
the thing is, you follow 4-tapping around that corner, even with the dash, who knows what you're seeing on the other side there. He tries to catch 4-tapping out. Lucan actually good for 1 on this initial push. B shuts that down. Garage still Marshal in hand. Mousy got a Marshal to work with as well. Trying to spray it down. Caillou, though, use those tracers, line up your target. Clone finally finds one with that judge. He's been waiting for it all round here. There's only 2 players left from Lancer Gaming, making 2 players left from the Saints. However, Sipa with that classic tags down one up. Caillou jumping right clicks.
I love the jumping right click. It might be my favorite play in Valorant. Just wide swinging a corner, jumping, trying to Kobe on someone's head with that right click. No better feeling in the game. Now we're going to see some real guns out of Lancer Gaming, though. We should see some rifles, light armor on a couple members, but still going to have that firepower they're looking for. Actually, there is no way on God's green earth they allocate these funds to Clone to find that. That's what you get for forcing out that judge twice. Okay, they're gonna have Shy go onto the shotgun. I was gonna say you gotta put the rifle on your Jet. Shy can sit in the dark cover. You can kind of play safe, sit in the dark cover with the Bucky. Shy, he has to get in there. He has to fight. Otherwise, you know, there's no point in using a Jet there.
Yeah, personally, what I was eyeing down though was the 6 out of 7 there on.
True, if you could play for Orb, yes.
I mean, you could play for Orb, but you see Saints. Looks like they kind of know that. There is the one-way setup over there from Lancer Gaming. Shy dropped that one down, but it's not going to be enough to get yourself that point, and Clone's not even thinking about it anymore. I mean, he does have the rifle now.
Yeah,
so
just play back.
It's an afterthought at this point. You still are 6 out of 7, so end of the round, you do at least secure that for next. However, Saints taking this much slower at the start than we had seen previously. Not a single player really been spotted out from either side. No info exchanged at this point. Lucan checks close mid, knows there's going to be no one up arches with that 0 point. Now you've kind of got this split over A and B. Looks like it's going to be a B play possibly as they pick up the bomb here in spawn.
Yeah, 4-topping did grab that orb, so no command potentially in the cards here if they decide to use it. Maybe they'll wait around to try to get some of these other ultis turned offline next round. Either way, though, 30 seconds left. They're going to have to make a decision here. It looks like that null command is going to come through, trying to stop those nano swarms and that KO null from coming through. They're going to get on site there, but it never gets taken down. Sushi there to trade out his ones. Site taken, though. Boathouse is cleared, so this plant should go through here. Now we're going to see that good old 4v4 retake.
Can't beat it. We're waiting for Lancer Gaming to get their intel, wait for a little bit of utility to come back up. We are waiting on Shy. Does have another smoke up in about 6-7 seconds here, so you can live that one out. Might be able to cut off a few more of these angles. Mousy and Shy, though, deep here into Boathouse. Or Boathouse is at the back, actually. Lone takes down the first one. Wow, 3 kills in a snap of a fingers, in a flash. Saints all fall on that site. I don't even know. I don't know who found those kills from what angle, but there was 3 in a matter of a second.
All of them.
Yeah, everyone at once was coordinated assault. 2 players came down that left side. 1 pops out of the smoke or that dark cover over down towards stairs. And the Saints just unaware that they're about to be mauled by the side of Lancer Gaming.
Yeah, mauling is a generous word there. Yeah, it was a 4v4. They had sight. They just completely fell apart. It was that first blood they lose. Couldn't really gain control of that site. No, not having that lockdown ready. A couple of these ultimates as well. So that null command now is going to go to the wayside. Going to see a couple of these ultis start to slowly come online. Clone does have the Blade Storm. See if he's going to whip that thing out. Try to see what he can make of the play. Maybe keep that rifle, though, because the rifle is doing work. Taking down Endeavor nice and early in this round.
Clone in general just doing work this game. Sushi, though, has been good for his 1s almost every round. Clone good for their 2s currently, as you're still a player up. Not when Gub has that Frenzy in hand. Should be able to pick up a weapon from that as well. He actually doesn't have the facilities to move forward and actually pick up a weapon. Now you've got Shy playing over towards A. Clone starting to think about maybe leaving this market area, but Saints have just been beelining it over towards A. Spike in Gub's hand there. Shy, only player, he's waiting for this plant up heaven, waiting for this rotation to come through from Lancer Gaming. There's the 0 point, not going to land on anyone. Gub, unaware there's players above him. That's a great molly. I think it did tick down Clone just a little bit. Caillou, here's the dart for info. There's the paranoia. Here's the push. Clone good for 3. Sipa and Clone, what a pair right now on these retakes. Clone for 4 in the round. This Jet is just going insane.
Yeah, his name may be cloned, but he is playing like the original right now. That 4K so clean, and Lancer Gaming, this is exactly the kind of way you want to start off this map too after falling over on Haven. Now you got to try to get your foot in the door here, take that lead back. Didn't have to burn any ultis really to get that anything online as well. I think Shy may have ulted there. Actually, didn't even have to, so you're going to keep all that online. We are inevitably going to see Sova Odin over on the B site. Spray. Honestly, luckily the Saints are going A, because if you guess wrong and go B, you are almost certain to lose at least one member on that push.
That's the problem. All of this Killjoy setup towards B, 3 players over towards that B side total. You're usually going to have 2 anchoring down that site, and then you've got the 1 player, whether he's playing Pizza, whether they're playing Market, they're going to be around mid. They're going to be close for those rotations. Wow. Close at the start is Sushi. 2 close range kills. Shy and Clone fall right at the other side of that archway. A now wide open for the Saints to get this plant down. Pop flash is good. Lucan, beautiful flash play for himself there. No teammate needed to follow up. He works on his own. Great little pop flash.
Yeah, that is exactly why KO is so damn good on this map. That right-click pop flash is so deadly. The Hunter's Fury, though, trying to scope out Heaven here. Maybe found a tag through, but either way, all those members still left standing. Ultimate comes online, but Caillou comes online too. He finds 2 headshots. Lucan, though, back and forth. These 2 members absolutely trading blows. Caillou gonna land that knockout punch, though, and the Saints gonna grab another round, and I believe they just tied it up 3-3.
Yeah, 3-3 if I'm not mistaken there. It is. Economies pretty even out after all is said and done. Looks like Gov doesn't know if he wants to commit to that rifle with the light armor. He is going to pick up the Spectre in the end.
Go Bulldogs. I was going to say go Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bulldog's a good middle ground in between. I mean, you can still almost one-tap people with that burst right-click there. Even armored opponents should you hit a headshot. That's the main thing to really look at here. And of course, you're seeing Lancer Gaming, not a tip-top buy either. You do have Stingers, you do have light armor in the mix here. Sushi, dash Cloudburst is going to make it on top of Jenny. Can he find a kill to kind of open this up for the team is the question. Not going to be spotted out by that recon dart. And now A is pretty well secured. A lot of space taken in the end. 1-for-1s. Both sides down a player.
Yeah, Shy playing outside of tree here. Gub looking up toward Heaven. 2 members stacked up there right now, trying to find the timing. Caillou gonna spot Shy out. There's the Paranoid. There's the lockdown as well. Saints gonna either have to try to make a play on this lockdown. There's the Nanoswarm. I think it actually either hit Shy or hit the lockdown. The Nanoswarm bounces off the lockdown, doesn't destroy it. Now Gub has to dip back into Cellar. Nowadays, 3v1-2. He actually gets detained in Cellar as well, and I think he got scanned up with the dart, but they're not going to make the push quite yet because they don't really need to.
Defuse.
It's all about the defuse, and now they're going to try to find this pick onto Gub. He's good for 1. Not sure if he was able to find a second one there or not, but Lancer Gaming finds the round. Down went Gub as well.
Yeah, Lucan did take him down in the end there. That's a little bit more cash over to the side of Lancer Gaming, and of course, a lead here in the round. Scores 4-3 here on the defensive side of Haven, as the Saints having a tough time dealing with a lot of that utility. Clone Lucan right now going absolutely crazy. Mousy had a stinger there, picked up a double to keep the lockdown alive as well. That was such a monumental impact play there from Mousy on the Sova.
Oh, no
now
TP
starting
for you.
that one. Yeah, shut down that TP a little early there, Gub. You thought about it, or Shy actually, you thought about it, but
I will say the one good thing, if you're the Saints, similar to Haven, or I guess in the opposite fashion, but Ascent, I think, is considered one of, if not the most defensive-sided map in the game. I mean, it is quite literally Killjoy's playground. You know how deadly those Sova lineups are. So Ascent, if you can get out with an even half, even 7-5 on this attack start, you're going to be feeling at least in a pretty good spot about where you're at. Saints, though, we know they'd like to have that lead. At bare minimum, you're looking for that 6-6. Slower default start so far, 2 toward B. 1 mid, couple toward A. Clone, though, always looking for the first engagement. Finds the first kill onto Caillou. Headshot fashion as well. Now he's going to back off. Found that first blood. That's one thing with Clone, too. Yes, he is a little bit greedy, but he has been finding success time and time again. That flash is absolutely pixel perfect. Now, 5-3 advantage. 40 seconds left. Saints got to try to find something.
I wonder what the stat is for Lancer Gaming round wins after Clone finds first blood,
Probably
because that's gotta be close to 100% there. Maybe around 80 if we take into account the whole series, but yeah, nonetheless, Clone has just been the one to make the openings here for Lancer Gaming, and it's like everything you could ask for out of your Jet player. Just be aggressive, be
Look at
on your
this.
shot. Look at this spray. Lucan does shut down Sushi, but Floor Tapping knows exactly where these players are. Can't find the spray downs, however. Lancer Gaming playing perfectly as a team here on Ascent, and it's tough for the Saints to deal with these trades when you've got 2 to 3 players following up every single time.
Yeah, you have to find some way to either try to send 2 or 3 members. If you have any info on where Clone is, try to set up some kind of flash play. No, dry peeking this Jet, not working. You have to try to find a second member, try to bait him out, try to get some info where he is lurking, see if you can either play around it, because right now, like you said, it comes down to Clone usually finding the first blood, and playing 5v4, especially attacking on Ascent, is so difficult, especially if this KO goes down, if this Omen goes down, you're out of flashes, you're potentially out of, useful smokes as well, and taking this A site, B site, usually written off because of the KJ util and potentially the threat of that Odin always being there. However, when you have pistols, B site going to be a little bit faster to get on here probably. They're going to stack up here. See, now they're going to try to maybe wait for Clone to walk out, try to get a Sheriff headshot. So far though, he's over on A. He's not going to bite.
Yeah, you do have now all of your setup invested on B here from the Killjoy.
Wow, good.
Ever finds the first one with that Sheriff headshot. It's what you were looking for, like you said, but you're vulnerable and you're taking that Nano Swarm damage. That's 24 down, 24 left for Sushi there, as he might want to just allow the team to possibly trade him out here. Gov gonna be the first man in the end. Stinger onto Sushi, 20 health left. He still finds picks nonetheless. Clone is down. What a round. I think that was technically a Thrifty too.
Flawless.
Yeah, Thrifty team ace there from the side of the Saints. Now you're once again, bringing these scores back much closer here in the first half. It's been a long time since we had NACE games that shake out like this. A lot of the times we do see just very dominant maps from tons of teams here in this league, but that's what happens when you get a team that's 6-0 and a team that's 5-1. They're gonna be trading it back and forth nonetheless.
Especially on maps like Haven and Ascent, probably the two at this point, tried and true classic maps of Valorant. Bind out of the rotation. We split back in the fold now, but these two have been there the entire time, start to finish there. Seeing that early recon dart toward mid, trying to find any information possible. Lucan on this Marshall. We still see one of those Saints way backed up. Lancer Gaming though, Bladestorm online for Clone. This is one of those times now. Trying to see if he can take this space toward B. They are more than ready for this B push. They have that Omen lurking backside toward mid. Gub, though, seeing if he can find this cheeky little headshot on anyone potentially trying to lurk backside here. The Saints posturing up toward B. Shock dart to follow. Turret still there next to them for protection. No push just yet. They do have the Hunter's Fury and the lockdown, so potentially a play to be made. Hunter's Fury for Lancer Gaming also in the cards, though. Curious if they're going to bait out this fake, but the 0 point should get enough information to keep them over here, it looks like.
Yeah, 0 point gets destroyed. Clone and Mousy, who were starting that
They were
rotation,
ready to go.
Yeah, they were ready to head out. Mousy tagged out once. Mousy tagged out a second time. That's going to be a kill. I think another tag did end up hitting her. No, it actually ended up, I think, going through one of those St. Clair members. I think Sushi got tagged out by that Hunter's Fury. But, happens a little bit of team damage to come through. It's not too much from the Hunter's Fury when you hit your teammates. Oh, this is a big one.
Shy. Oh my goodness, there's 2 members left and right, like the devil and the angel on his shoulder. The judge, though,
pulls up the grenade.
Finds one, the paranoid, the bait shells, or not the bait shells, rather. Shy's gonna find one, the Bladestorm. Oh my goodness, why are you peeking the guy one by one? He's got a damn judge, good for 3. Now he's pinned down in cellar. Shy's gonna find a 4th one, and why not? A Thrifty flawless for St. Clair, and then a Thrifty judge jury execution for Lancer Gaming.
Yeah, round of applause for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, perfect judge round from Shy, bringing himself up to 2nd over there on the leaderboard. He used one smoke and one paranoid to kill 4 people. Just chilling. Yeah, that's the Omen classic. I mean, how many times we've seen that from Omens? Whether you got a judge, whether you got a shorty Omen, such a tricky agent to play around, to say the least. Paranoia's one of those things where you almost it almost gives you a false sense of confidence because you're like, oh, I'm paranoid, but if he's in the smoke, I'll still be able to see him.
Yeah,
little do you know he's got a judge in hand.
And there's the, remember what I said, if you guess wrong on B, you will fall to the Odin. The one time he pulled out the Odin, I think he had the Odin for 2 rounds this game, the Saints guessed wrong. Immediately, Sushi does fall to that Odin. Now they're going to invest the lockdown, though. They are down a man. Hunter's Fury for Lancer Gaming, not even going to get busted out. They said, hey, try to use this, try to get on site. We still have the Odin. They are going to get on site, they are going to plant, but I'll tell you what, at what cost?
Yeah, Gub was on site for a while before he decided to commit to the plan. I think it was the decision of whether or not the team was actually committing to B at that point, because a few players still kind of sitting in garage, even though Gub had kind of already made his play in towards that site with the spike in hand as well. Looked like it was going to be a big suppress. It only ends up catching one, actually, as Clone shuts down the players on site. Everyone falls. Lancer Gaming, you've secured yourself at least a 7-5 half here. Beautiful start for them here on Ascent.
Yeah, exactly what you're looking for on Ascent, and a flawless to boot for them as well. So now I want to see where are these ultimates at. Where is this money at for the Saints? Ultimates, mod check. Weapons, however, they will produce a few.
They've got them. I mean, they have weapons.
They do have weapons. Do they have, does Gub Bulldog Spectre? Probably Spectre. Yep, he has to buy full util. So we're going to see a buy from the Saints. We're going to see a better buy from Lancer Gaming.
This is one of them.
This is a buy in a round of Valorant in a first half.
Yeah, definitely not the ideal buy for final round, all jokes aside, but it's final round. Force out everything you can. And you see Gub and Sushi there, a little bit of creds left over, but you gotta secure those abilities as well. Sometimes you can't even it out to a perfect 0. That's a good Hunter Fury from the start. Actually, oh, I thought it tagged out somebody. It looks like Saints are actually still sitting over there at full health. So that's gonna be Mousy not only burning that Hunter's Fury, but being the recipient of first blood there as Sushi gets in swiftly. Still one player under heaven here, Shy. Not caught out just yet. Sushi quick on the trigger, though. Even while suppressed, he's able to find these kills. And Saints battling back in the final round here, even with, you know, lackluster buys to start. Lucan does shut down Endeavor before falling. Can still be res. He still does have that null command up, but it's a tough position to try and get res in Sushi.
He hot swapped for those last 2 kills. Damn.
4K to finish it off. Well, I think it was because the KO ended up.
KO
was in revive mode, right?
I was gonna say, I was like, how is that even possible? This one
was so
usually
quick.
it's a longer animation from what I've experienced before. But Saints, honestly, 7-5 attack half on Ascent. Yeah. YY fakey silent snipe. All the all the OG COD players will know exactly what's going on. But 7-5 half attacking on Ascent. Pretty standard fare for this map. Defense is usually looking to have that edge. The Saints, you took 5 rounds. Now you get to do the same cheesy setup. Hey, Killjoy, Nano Swarm B. Okay, I'll buy the Odin in a couple rounds. Surely they won't go B.
Yeah, I mean, with Lancer Gaming being up 2-3 rounds almost all half, the Saints, you gotta be content with a 7-5 half, especially on that attacking side. Like you said, we talked about how, well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily defense-sided, or I would say Ascent is defense-sided.
Only because of how Killjoy and Sova are on this map, that's why.
By a short margin.
Because Killjoy, like, deletes B, unless you actually find 2 or 3 picks.
Yeah, speaking of B, that's where the action is going to be this round. Sushi and Endeavor over there towards Garage. They're going to shut down all these players flooding out of Market. Shy, I believe that's Shy and Sipa over there on the Killjoy. Killjoy Omen, last 2 players alive, last 2 agents for this Lancer Gaming side. They've had 3 players flood out of Market, fall apart almost immediately.
They're warming the spike like an egg.
Yeah, what do you do?
You,
no spike.
Well, now you do nothing because you've been scammed. You try to lurk back through mid, try to bait out a kill or 2, because other than that, I mean, like I said, this spike is just like a mama chicken just heating up the egg right now, just sitting on it, incubating it. Because right now they have no reason to get off this spike in Market.
Okay, 4-tapping. This might not be the timing you're looking for, but now you know there's a player there. You know there's at least one. You know there's a second. Sipa has to check that corner. He does spot out 4-tapping with that ghost. Taps out his feet. Final kill secured. That's going to be Pistol going over towards the Saints. Now let's see. This is what I really want to see. Are we going to have this second round traded back from the losing Pistol team?
We've seen it every time, I think.
We've seen it every time here in this series. Will Ascent, will Map 2 have to be the difference maker, or the one that changes the course of history here?
I mean, why not? Last round, though, I mean, Lancer Gaming, it was a massacre in Market, so maybe, maybe not 5-stack quite as aggressively as they did, although Pistol, usually that's pretty standard fare. We're going to see that dark cover toward mid. Looks like Clone trying to take some space here. Trying to find an angle, or rather, Sushi trying to find the angle on Mousy. They're gonna make their way right up into tree though. Recon Dart, the KO Molly to follow though. The Paranoid follows as well. And Gub is waiting there with a shorty or a Spectre. Somebody else had that shorty there waiting in the wings. Clone on the Frenzy is gonna get tagged down. Yeah, he's getting tagged down. A little bit of body blocking happening and a whole lot of running and gunning from these Saints. Shy trying to spray with the shorty. It's not gonna be enough. Sushi, one classic bullet for you. And just like that, tie game.
That's the beauty of the 7-5 half. You're realistically not too far behind. Coach Hybrid there getting a little excited about, you know, the newfound momentum here in this second half. That's how defense plays out here on Ascent. You get a lead, you start rolling with it, and you keep it going. Now, though, full buys going to be in the hands of Lancer Gaming. You've got the bonus weapons here for the Saints. And, I mean, we've seen enough Thrifties this series to know that all of these teams with all of these guns, all of these players can make things happen. Whether you got a Spectre, whether you got a Frenzy in hand, we've seen some wild things in the kill feed. So I'm not counting out the Saints just yet. You are playing on defense as well, so you can kind of play to your weapon strengths here. You see Gub playing this close corner, waiting, trying to find some of those spray down headshots there. But you got to worry about A main a little bit as well.
Yeah, looks like a lot of members are cheating over toward A. That one Omen lurking on B. But honestly, B side, it's like, yes, they could hit it. Usually you're going to hit it through market, but it is just such a disaster to try to push through. However, we are going to see this rotation back through spawn now. So maybe they are going to have a preference for going toward B here. They're going to send one up mid. Looks like Sushi is waiting up toward mid, though. Maybe trying to make first contact here. The rest of these members, it's up toward Garage and Endeavor. I'll tell you what, get your finger on that key because these Nano Swarms are probably going to have to get popped in just a moment or two. There's the dark cover to follow. Recon Dart, execute, should come through in 0.2 seconds. Lot of tags from that Recon Dart, though.
Yeah, I think it was 2 players there. That's a big scan, and that's Nano Swarms popped from Endeavor, but now you've got nothing really holding this down. Sprays through the dark cover. Clone, first one down before Clone could find a pick as well. Unfortunate on that Jet. Shy, however, shutting down these players, flooding out a market.
What a paranoid.
Look at the sight and look at the kills that are going towards Lancer Gaming. Now we're locked down to a 2v2. Lucan, dangerously low, has to get this spike down. Only 12 seconds to make this play. This is tough. Shy, you got to use this dark cover to your advantage, but you're still playing in a 1v2. Endeavor and Fort having, look at the sprays, look at Shy's health bar.
Oh my goodness.
Is to try and win this tiebreaker here, but the Saints, that's going to be their 3rd round in the row, and that's what I'm talking about when I say don't count out bonus weapons just yet.
That gave me vibes of like when someone's trying to lock down like a tracer in Overwatch, just blipping all over the map.
Where is
impossible to hit, literally. You're getting audio cues left and right. You found a couple bullets through the smoke. Finally, they're going down. Caillou. Oh, not quite time for the Odin. Hey, there it is. Hey, operator, not for Sushi quite yet though. Judge, close to the Blade Storm, rifles the rest of the way. Lancer Gaming. Honestly, Shy has been very good with shotgun, so I am not going to sleep on that Bucky. Although on attack, it's going to be a lot harder to find the same kind of ratty angles because they're going to have to take that space first. And if the Saints... Sushi, not wanting to give the space, Judge of his own, so we're going to have a nice little court battle here.
One dashes in. Clone. He's the clone this round as Sushi. Gonna prove to be the dominant Jet.
He's Mew, not Mewtwo.
That A side. Mew. Look at the Judge, look at the 3K. Shy, like you said though, the Bucky does end up making its mark. Judge not secured, still has Bucky in hand, wants to play close in this dark cover.
He's gonna, another backing up, they know. Oh,
that's a spray down.
Listen, when they knew he definitely had the shotgun, they said, we're not even entertaining that fight.
I'm not walking towards that smoke.
I just watched Sushi take out 3. I'm not even gonna entertain that idea. Now we're gonna see the Saints do take back the lead. I believe that was their 3rd round in a row. So now Lancer Gaming bust open the books, figure out what can you cook up on this offense. Ascent offense, we always know it is notoriously hard to try to, attack. There's only so much you can do. We talk about the Killjoy setup on B. You talk about the Sova spam on B as well. A can be a little bit easier to take, but if you can't take control through Cat, through Tree, look at Endeavor waving to the people. Oh, like smiles across the board for the boys. I mean, easier to smile when you're up 9-7.
We're on TV.
Hey guys,
we're on TV.
Listen, these guys are on here every single day. They just like seeing their faces.
Yeah, I know.
These guys are on here now.
Yeah, he's checking himself out right now.
He's like, yo, camera 2 this time? Okay, where's the wide shot, boys?
Yeah, where's the wide shot? Waiting for the flex as they pop off. But in all seriousness, I mean, 9-7, Lancer Gaming, yeah, you haven't found much in this half, but it's been stellar rounds from the Saints, and you are finding picks. I think a big part is just if you can allow Clone to kind of just play how they want to play, get the 1 or 2 entries, and allow the rest of the team to kind of support that play, that's going to be the big difference maker. We have made it down to these tense post-plant situations, so I'm not counting them out just yet. However, Saints, you are 4 rounds straight here into this second half. It's got to crack at some point, right?
I mean, well,
they've got to crack at some point.
Theoretically,
Lancer Gaming, you are dealing with
last
an
goodbye,
opping jet
probably.
now.
This might be Lancer Gaming's last goodbye for a while too, so they're gonna have to make the most out of this. They only have that Omen ultimate. They are gonna get the null command online now, so once he gets unsuppressed there, I would absolutely expect that thing to come through, because if they lose this round, all likelihood, we're looking at 7-11 there. Saints will be in full control of this map, especially having that defender's advantage. Slow push from Lancer Gaming right now. Don't want to give any info away quite yet. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see the A hit. The only thing now is, though, look where the Saints set up. Lancer Gaming calls timeout. The Saints go, hey, even if they end up going back over to B, they called timeout. We should at least set this up at A. We will live with the results over at B. So if Lancer Gaming does make this B hit, this will be the easiest one yet. Looks like they're setting up to do just that. The Saints have 1 market, 1 back camping. 4 tapping and Sushi. This is quite the weapon to be holding this angle. B looks like it's definitely going to be the move. It's just going to come down to a couple of seconds.
Yeah, the timing is going to be the big one. Here's all of that utility being laid down. Suppression is good. Sushi finds the one, even through the null command, but thanks to that dark cover from Shy, you don't need to use that dash to make it out alive. You did find a pick. You are conceding the B site over towards Lancer Gaming, but you're giving your teammates time enough to rotate. You took down Clone as well. If there's any player you want to make that pick on, Clone has definitely shown themselves to be that one. However, in the post plant, I've got my eyes on Lukin. He's been able to make some wild plays. But you know, making wild plays, Sipa in the backline shuts down two. Sushi Ace is able to get that res off as well. Sushi feeling good on the stage right now.
Sushi chopping him up by droves there. Finds the 5 kill with the ace there. Finds the blades for 4 of those kills as well. Beautiful job. Listen, they had the site locked down. He goes off the top rope like Jeff Hardy, just swinging and banging with that blade storm. Takes down member after member. And right now, not only did you lose that round, Lancer Gaming, to lose it in that fashion has got to feel bad. Because now, like I said, all likelihood, you're looking at 11-7. Then you have 1 more goodbye, and they invested the Omen teleport and the null command that round. End up coming away with nada. So 2 ultimates apiece. Saints get the round, keep all their guns, and that cash is stacking to the ceiling.
Blade Storm from Clone, pretty much going to be what they're banking on right now. He's kind of gets caught a little bit in the corner. Dash is used, whipping all of those onto a blind Gub. Gub is still alive here in the backside. Paranoia comes out. Phantom
How is he alive?
How much can you do? He does get a little bit of damage onto Clone. Clone finally hits that jumping right click there as he flips across, but I mean, Clone, how much redemption is that really when your Blade Storm no longer in the back pocket? This is a lot of ultimates being used up from Lancer Gaming, but it's kind of all you've got.
Yeah. At this point, they really don't have a choice. You have to 11-7. It's not the death sentence that, you know, it might look like, but it's not going to be a good look nonetheless. Now this lockdown should zone off. No detain. Saints ready to execute. Back on site. Sushi dashing into the wall. The quick scope with the op shot. Caillou finds one as well. Saints now going to try to open up this boathouse. There's the shorty. The jump down. The spray is good.
Knife.
He's got the off. Looking for the no scope. Can't find it. It's the dash backwards. It is a 1v1. Luckily, Endeavor going to hold the fort down. The Saints should be able to find this defuse and should be looking to find number 11 here. 2.73 seconds. More than enough time to take care of that round.
Listen, everyone on this stage is a much better Valorant player than me, don't get me wrong, but Sushi, I would have went for that knife, is all I'm saying.
Me personally.
I already have my knife out. No ammo in the shorty. All you've gotten is up. I'm running
And listen, after you get an ace, usually, like, when you play with friends, too, if someone gets an ace, they've earned, like, 2 rounds of, like, doing what they want.
A little bit of
like,
trolling.
You're allowed to ego peek. You're allowed to dry peek. It's like, I'll let you, you know, you can have fun for a couple rounds. Then when it's, like, 11-10, you go, okay, like, focus up, guys. But you give him a round or 2 to stretch his legs a bit after that.
Yeah, 23 and 14
I mean, he's also top
right
frag both games, I think, too, so.
Yeah, I mean, you allow him to just go off, but in all seriousness, they do still win the round. Knives, though, I mean, would love to see one of those.
Oh,
that's a good spray down. A lot of damage. Lukin on that molly, though, actually does shut down Sushi. That was over in Tree. a nice little lineup there from Lucan, it seems.
That's, wow.
Yeah, that's a...
It's a nice pick.
Yeah,
taking out
all the way
Sushi,
over
too.
towards mid. He had to have had a crazy lineup to get that one into tree. Gub tries to get that paranoia off. He is going to slow it down a little bit. Finally does drop that paranoia.
Oh, huge nanos.
Clone's pretty chunked down on site as well. The nano swarms and Endeavor holding himself down. Not traded out just yet as well. Still playing close around Jenny as Shy.
Dodges 0 point.
Shy takes the space, watches that 0 point like you said. He is able to find Gub, traded out by Caillou. Look at these two players stacked up. How are you expecting that? Now, that's match point for the Saints here. Could be seeing another 13-7, 13-8 scoreline here possibly. Lancer Gaming, match point you have yet to find in attacking round.
We said Ascent
we talked about it. This is Ascent.
I think it actually is statistically the highest defensive-sided map in the game.
Okay.
And I think it's actually by like a decent margin.
One thing I will say is that, yeah, it's by a decent amount. Most of the maps in Valorant, however, I feel like depending on the team, are fairly even.
They're like usually like Ascent being like super defense-sided. I think it's like a 54% win rate or 55. Like that's like in League of Legends with champion win rate.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to all be around 50. Icebox is like 52 on attack. It's always, but yeah, they're all very, very close. I think Lotus as well is like 55 or 56. But again, it's early, and yeah, a lot of these maps. Like, and even Hybrid said earlier to us, a lot of teams, it's not really about the map pick, it's like the map side for a lot of these teams, because, again, they know a lot of these maps, it's about finding the intricacies. Lancer Gaming stacked up toward B, all this Killjoy util now up in tree. So they're maybe expecting a 5-man tree push. Lancer Gaming, though, not gonna be enticed on that one. Caillou trying to get some info. It's going to exchange a couple shots there. It's going to back off. The Saints, they have every reason to play patient right now, play into this lockdown, and just make Lancer Gaming come to them.
Shoots him out, spotted out as well. Not going to take much damage. I think he did get tagged up for about 10 through the wall there.
Oh.
Sushi, that's the first time he's been taken down with that op in hand. Now, Lancer Gaming can even pick that up if they wanted to, but they might want to just stick with the rifles for this push. That could be their opportunity to really get in close, get some damage down. Mousy super low off of that KO molly there from the Saints. Now, dark cover is up, second one popped on top, and Lancer Gaming, the time has been used for the Saints to make this rotation. Now you got to make this double back rotation yourselves. Clone, that's a lot of space taken up mid. I like the idea. That market door is closed, however, you're going to be giving up a lot of information just to make it there. Caillou,
they got to go.
Spray it down through market, spray down pizza.
7,
Caillou,
6,
expecting some kills to
5,
come through, possibly.
Oh, they just got plant with like half a second left. They got plant.
4 tapping, you're in for 4. There's still one alive, however.
Give Ace.
Gotta play this one out.
There it is.
Oh, Ace to finish off the round. Ace to finish off the game.
2 aces in a game.
4 tapping and Sushi. You both found aces to continue in undefeated Ascent side, or undefeated Ascent defense side there from the Saints. Finish off this 2-0 here. They are feeling good about that one. 13-8 was our map 1 scoreline. 13-7 to finish off map 2. But I mean, that second half just felt like domination there from the Saints. I don't know, as much as, I mean, I guess they did find, Lancers found 2 rounds in that second half of Haven, but it did not feel nearly as dominant as that second half there.
And again, it comes down to defense attack side, right? The Saints start defense on Haven, which is typically, I mean, you 3 sites. Yes, you have, percentage-wise, you have to guess.
Split up a little more.
Yeah, you have to split up. You have to, invest utility other way. So you hold that 6-6 on defense, you are loving it. You end up playing a great attack half there. Same thing with Ascent. It is the most defense-sided map in the game, I'm pretty sure. So to have that 7-5 first half, they were like, okay, like, we're actually doing pretty good here, especially the way that half ended. They got some momentum going in their favor. That second half, though, that snowball got rather large. And I mean, we don't really get to see too many aces. Not 2 in 1 series, 2 in 1 game, 2 in 1 half.
2 like
keep
4
breaking
rounds
it down.
apart.
I was gonna say keep breaking down the intervals there. It's like 2 and 4 rounds. So beautiful work out of all those members. I mean, it wasn't necessarily our same starting 5, but you can see how talented our 8-9 man roster actually is.
That's the thing. We talked about this at the starting with that academy system. Just it makes deep roster pools for all of these teams. You've got players that can sub in, sub out as they please, or as necessary. Really, as players come in and just really lock themselves down and secure themselves as, I may not be that typical 5, but, I'm here. We've got Endeavor playing that Killjoy, making 2-3Ks on the site, holding down sites solo, and putting at those nano swarms, the impact cannot be underestimated from them.
And that's what I was saying too. Like, Ascent is like the perfect map to describe what I was saying. Like, yes, smokes are fantastic to zone off and control space, but mollies, it's the ultimate space controller. Unless you have jet to dash through, you cannot cross the threshold of a molly, especially those nano swarms. If you get hit with that alarm bot, you instantly die. Double nano, you're instantly dead pretty much. Single nano, you're going to get ticked down. You know, you got to get out of there pretty quickly or things are going to go sideways. But the Saints, 7-0 now in NACE Starleague, Lancer Gaming 5-2. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we handed them both losses. I might be wrong. I'm not sure if we'd have played them twice in the season already, but either way, again, NECC NACE, one of the two.
One of the two series there. I mean, that's one of the ones where you really got to check the records, statistics, because like we said, we see these teams in so many different leagues.
It's been like 6 times the last 2 weeks, it feels like,
and different games as well. Keep that in mind. Like you, Windsor. I mean, we've had them here LAN for a bit of a live COD show before as well. Now we've got Valorant under the belt, just waiting to get even more teams.
Yeah, the Rocket League team came Sunday too.
The Rocket League team did come on Sunday as well. Yeah, so we've had 3 of the Windsor teams here in the building. Yeah, can't underestimate how awesome it feels to be on LAN, to be playing on that stage. It just feels great for these players. But we do have Daniil back on stage to give us a little bit of a post-game interview there. We're going to send it over to the stage, send it over to you. Take it away, Daniil.
Nothing more to say after such a display except for wow. But we're going to have to come up with some other things to say. And who here is to help me come up with better things to say after such an amazing display? One hell of a game besides 4 tapping and Luke N from Lancer Gaming. Wow. Gentlemen, that game was as close as some games can get, and especially with that ending. And we have the rare privilege of having both perspectives on a game and how it ended out. So I want to ask, in those last couple of seconds, in those last moments, what was going on inside your minds? What was going inside your team's comms? And we'll start with Lancer Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. Like, we had a close series. We picked up a good start, and we just made some mistakes, and then it ended. We, lost in our chokes, but it was a good game overall.
And in that last moment when he was getting the spike planted, just barely a second, and then he just got picked off right at the end there. What was going on in the team comms? What was going on in your head?
That round was a little crazy because I was calling back and forth A to B, and then eventually I just thought we had enough time to make it to market into B, and we would have had the spike if we just won our kills there, but fortunately they got it, and then they got the spike.
Thank you for your insights on that. Let's step forward a little bit. Come on, you don't got to be shy. And again, on the other side of the coin here, 4 tapping, leading the Saints to a victory. Again, just to focus on it for a little longer, that last moment at the end there, what was going on inside your head? What was going on inside the team's collective hive mind at the end there?
Basically, 4 tapping, kill 5, win the round. That was basically it.
Fair enough.
Simple as that.
Happens a lot, honestly. 4 tapping does love to click heads, and he does it with style. Wow. So after that game, I don't think a single person in this arena would dare say that anybody played poorly. Both competitors brought such amazing energy to the stage, and events like this are so rare, and we hope to do more stuff like this in the future. So thank you to Lancer Gaming for coming out, and thank you to the Saints for putting on such a performance in our home stage. Again, pulling out a victory. I now believe we are 7-0. Lancer Gaming, you guys are 5-2 in still top 2 teams. These are the best teams in the league right now. So absolutely amazing show. And any last words you'd like to share to the audience, to your team, to everybody watching at home? Stage is yours.
I want to give a big shout out to 2 of my teammates, Sipa and Shai. Both of them were subs, and they came in last second to play this, and they performed, and they did what we wanted.
Simple words, simple wishes. Thank you very much for coming out today. Give it up for Lancer Gaming and Luke and the entire team. Excellent game, excellent plays. 4 tapping. Again, you guys pull out another win. Undefeated in your league right now. Do you have any words to share for yourself, for those at home, for the audience? What's going on?
Sushi's the best player right now, so we just want to say that.
Hard to disagree with such an amazing performance. Gentlemen, thank you for playing. Gentlemen, thank you for coming out. And it's been my pleasure of bringing you the action here tonight, and it's going to be my pleasure to close it out. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night.